right now.
I don't want to go any further without, so sorry.
Yes, yes, no, that's so yeah. So to repeat this for the recording, when we sell options, taking your profit anywhere at 75% of your max, closing the trade at 75% of your max profit or more is kind of where we want to be. So this is, you're right at, 80, about 80% of your max profit, give or take. So great spot. You could make an extra 21 bucks on it, but typically it's not worth the risk. You're at almost all of your profit. So let's kill this thing and see if we can find another trade to get you into.
Okay, now remind me how we close it.
So take the mouse and click on the 265 right next to the P.
Right here.
Yep, and then click close position, the red button. Yep. So now over here, the spread is looking real good. So remember, we're buying this option back. So you could always kind of tempt fate a little bit and see if you could, buy it back for a little less. So 22 cents, you could maybe put that at 20 cents or 20, just for the heck of it, put it at 20. Just hit the down arrow, go to 20 cents, and let's just see if that goes, anytime in the next 2 or 3 minutes, and then we can go readjust that and then scroll down there. Or yep, there you go. View and send, $93 profit. Perfecto. It's going to increase your buying by a good little chunk. So that's only 1 or 2 cents away from kind of that mid price. So we'll let it sit and cook for a little bit there. And if that doesn't close you out in the next 5 minutes, then we'll raise that price just a little bit.
Okay.
But now, if you go over here to this, that's going to tell us got a working order. We're trying to get out at 20 cents, and it's at 22 cents. So we'll let this sit and do its thing for a moment. If it doesn't fill sooner than later, then we'll move that price a little closer to the current price. But great little trade, 92 bucks, man.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So these little trades, this is what we want to do. We just want to find, $100 trades, $150 trades, $200 trades over and over and over again. And of course, there's going to be opportunities for those bigger trades, $300, $400, $500 trades, $1,000 trades. But these little base hits, as we call them, are really good.
Now, just a question that I came up with. If I were to increase my buying or my bank to 10,000, will that, clearly I can trade more, but should I do that or wait?
Totally up to you. I think while you're still kind of getting your sea legs, so to speak, again, totally your decision. 5,000 is probably enough to do some, to do some decent trades with right now.
Okay.
And then, and then as you kind of feel a little bit more confident, then bumping it up to 10,000 would probably be a pretty good idea. More money is better, right? So, as high as you can go will be good, but at some point or at a certain point, it won't benefit you too much more because we'll still be kind of keeping things a little conservative while you're just getting more confident and kind of getting a feel for everything.
Okay.
So
most of the talking today because it's just not coming out.
I gotcha. No problem, man. No problem. And if if you're not feeling so hot, we can
No, let's go. I feel fine. I can't talk.
I gotcha. No worries. So that's good stuff. Nice little trade. Tesla, I'm telling you, Tesla is just money in the bank on those kinds of trades, right? Mm-hmm. It's just those, I want you to start getting very used to watching Tesla. Now they have earnings coming up. There's probably still another chance to take to take a trade on here. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. I would prefer to wait for earnings, even though it's a full 3+ weeks out. But any now, of course, if any dips happen before earnings, then I would start looking at a trade here even before. But I would be watching, maybe like these lows. If we get some dips down, down into this area here, and we can even set. Let's set a little chart alarm here for maybe about 3:30. If we get an alert on Tesla here, come here. Okay, good. So we're just going to say Tesla dipping down, check charts. Remember that earnings. Where did our dealio? Hold on here. We'll go back to here. When is earnings? Come here. Why is that being like that for us? February 10th. So earnings are on Feb 10th. Look for possible buy dips. Actually, sell puts on dips.
Okay.
So that'll text that to you when that happens. But just, if this kind of gets down into this 330 area, might be a great time to start selling puts again. Just at that same price, same everything. Try to go out 2 weeks and just let this thing run. But it's nice to see, it's nice to just jump in and grab these trades and grab some bucks on them. Tesla's one that you can just do it on over and over again. And again, this stock has just been bouncing around this area. There's no part of me that has any interest in being bearish Tesla, but I'm definitely very interested in every dip just getting a bullish trade on, buying that dip or selling the put to keep it above that strike price.
Okay.
Yeah, questions? What do you think?
I don't know that I have any questions on that. I think I would like to try and find something that we could do. What am I thinking? Like a spread. You wouldn't call what we just did a spread, would you? Oh, maybe a vertical spread?
So a vertical spread is the same thing. We're just, when you sell an option, a vertical spread is the same thing, but with protection, right? So when we sold that option, you got paid a pretty good amount of money, but you had to take, a lot of potential risk. Not really, because the strike price was so far away, but a spread will pay you less money, and you have that protection on there, so you know that your max loss is only such and such dollars.
Right.
So yes, we can.
I understand that the profit potential is quite a bit less. I understand that. I think I want to understand actually placing it, because I know, like in Tastyworks, let me take a drink real quick. In Tastyworks, you can hit vertical spread and it places a position for you, or it sets it on. It doesn't place it. But I think my question is, firstly, are you bound to what it sets, or can you manually set? I imagine you can. I'm speaking in riddles right now. If we went here, and here's what I meant. If I said I wanted to do that. It places these here. That's not the route you would go if I'm understanding you. You would actually physically place those where you felt they needed to be, right?
So, so yes, you can. There's no there's no real drawdown or a drawback or anything from having them using the strategies versus us manually placing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the strategy over here just makes sure that we have the right buy to open and the right sell to open positioned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no problem doing that. And yeah, we can definitely do it either way. So let's talk about putting one of these trades on, and see if we can find a good area that we might want to.
Am I taking you in a, or am I taking me in a wrong direction right now from what you wanted to do?
Nope. I think we're at a good point to start. To start getting you into some trades. I mean, you just made $100 on a nice little trade. Let's see if we can find another trade to make some money on. Now, let's look at the stock screener for just a second here. poor stocks. It's the market is just just a little bit unruly right now, and so all the bullish setups are pretty minimal. So there's that little side of things. But let's now talk to me about a stock or two that have you looked at anything? Have you been watching anything? Are you kind of waiting on any details there?
I started going through these. Like I looked at Facebook. What was the other one? No, I had just been looking. Ross. Is that one of the ones that you said you usually play on?
Ross, this was popping up somewhere on some screener. So yes, I haven't traded this a ton. I've definitely traded some Ross, but not not super extensively. But this is a good, surprisingly, Ross is a really good mover, and I mean the stock's trading at a good price, and it's got a really fairly good trend. So yeah, this is definitely a good one to work with. So if we're looking at Ross, I mean, we kind of drew some stuff in here and talked about some of this stuff last time, and I mean, what do you think? Where do we have a trading opportunity, or how do you feel about this?
It looks again like we're in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been traveling sideways for a bit. What is this? The daily?
Yes. Yep. Daily chart.
And that seemed to be the lower end of this. Would we call this the support, or is this just part of our channel? Now I don't remember my words.
This is lower support. It's kind of a rising channel, so yeah, that's just some lower support there.
So it's smack dab in the middle. I don't know. I mean, would you take a position like we did with Tesla on this?
Sell a put?
Yeah, like at, I don't know, 78. you talk to me. I'm not sure. I
I'm
mean,
I'm peeking. Let's go over here. Let's see if we could. Boy, this thing is. Well, we'll leave that a little bit longer. Okay, so let's go over here to Rost. And now, do you know how to see how much money we could get paid for potentially selling a put? We may not. Boy, we may not even be able to. Wow, what's it trading at? $90. Is there really no sell a put volume here? Yeah, there's there's nothing. They're just saying sorry. Oh, that's why. There we go. Let's go. Well, barely. So you sell a put. $80 is the lowest price we could sell a put. Which, you know, if you sold a put there, that's let me just see this chart again here. Yeah, so $80 is, you know, pretty far away. That's a pretty big move for that stock, and they'll pay you 15. You know, you might be able to get $20 out of that trade. How much money would we tie up, just out of curiosity? So if we go with right in the middle of the spread, that's going to tie up about $800 for $20 profit, and nice healthy little risk there. So probably not selling a put. Now, one thing you could do on the, you know, looking at this guy right here, I would be curious to see, this is a nice little level right here. Now, the other potential option that we could do is put a, you know, we've got this high right here, and we could put a spread potentially above this and just see if this can stay down for a couple of, you know, couple of days. Maybe it makes a little bit of a pop lower. So we could look at that. Now, do you know what kind of spread we would put here? Do you know what it would be called?
I'm thinking one of the, oh Lord. Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to talk about this. Is it a straddle? No.
No, this would be a vertical call or put spread here, and in this case, a vertical, a short call vertical.
Short call? Okay, that's where my real confusion comes in on the verticals. Short call because our anticipation is that it's going to continue up.
So our anticipation, so when we trade a short call or a short put vertical, it's the opposite direction that we would expect a call or put to go.
Shorting the call.
So if you trade a short call vertical, we would want it to go down. Short put vertical, we'd want it to go up. And so the thing that I'm wondering is, this is a pretty solid little level here, this $93. So maybe we could put a short term, you know, with a pretty quick expiration. We could put a short call vertical here, and if this stays below that area, you know, it doesn't really have to move anywhere, but if it stays below that area, we might be able to get, you know, get a couple of bucks out of that. We have a, you know, we have a bit of an overextended stochastics right here, and a nice little speed bump. So if that thing's trying to, you know, sneak away without us, we could, we could have some protection. So I'd be looking at maybe a 94 and a 94.50 short call vertical. So what you could do here is just click on short call vertical, and then, so let's see, do we have less time? Oh, 1 day. Still pay $5 for 1 day. That's not bad. It's all right. So $70 with $180 risk. That's pretty good, but that's pushing our level a little bit there. We need to probably go like that. What can we make for $35? $215. So I'm just peeking, and then we'll discuss what all this means here. Ooh, that's not awesome. So that's kind of the area I'd be looking for. 35 bucks. Um, that's a pretty big spread. 20 cents and 50 cents. It's not huge, but it's definitely a little bit on the bigger side. Okay, so can you kind of see, some of what we're looking at here? What, how this kind of plays out with this chart. So this is a sell to open 95 and buy to open 97.50. So if that can stay below $95, which is right here, then then we're good. Then we're, it should continue on.
Okay, can you state that again so that I'm clear?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, so ideally, in a bullish stock like this, ideally, what I would want to see um, is an opportunity to get into a bull put spread, or just like we did on Tesla, sell the put and have a little bit of protection. I would be interested in doing that, against these lows, right? Something like this. So, as this ran up and then came back down and bounced off that again, I'd be interested in putting a sell to open, buy to open put down here, and benefit from that upward movement, right? It's kind of far away from that now, so we couldn't, as you saw in there, there's not even a price for puts that far away. So we can't trade a bullish spread, but I'm looking at this right here, and this has been a pretty good resistance zone. It was good support right here, and now it's going to act as some pretty good resistance. So I'd be interested in seeing if this thing, it had a pretty strong run off those lows. If it, was going to pull back a little bit before trying to make its run higher. And if it's pulling back a little bit, we might be able to have a bearish spread placed just above here and benefit on some of that pullback. So, does that make a little bit more sense?
Yes.
So remember, the real trade is just selling an option, right? And whenever we sell an option, all we care about is that the market stays on the right side of the strike price. If we sell a put down here, just like we did on Tesla, the only thing we care about is that it stays above that strike price. If we sell a call up here, only thing we care about is that it stays below that strike price. The second position is just protection, right? So if it runs up here and starts getting past that, then our second position kicks in and starts making money while our first position is losing money. So it's kind of a protection, an offset, a hedge kind of a thing.
Okay. That was a good explanation of it.
Good, good. Yeah, as long as that makes sense, that's definitely what we're interested in doing. Here's actually a stock. So this one I think is worth definitely keeping on the watch list. And I don't hate this trade right there. That whole situation, kind of a lot of risk for the reward. So that's kind of what I don't like about it. But I like the setup, and I like the fact that this probably is going to continue to go sideways a little bit for us, and maybe even dip down before continuing higher. And placing that kind of a spread could be very, very beneficial. Let me just see real quick. If we got rid of this guy, we make 56 bucks by selling that option. Loss infinity. You could lose $11 billion on that. But something like that. That's 29 days. It's just not enough. That's a long period of time and not a great payout. So I would say we need to get this thing down closer to this level, or we need to maybe see if it can test and actually get rejected off of that upper level. So it's probably not ready for us just yet.
Okay. Others we should add to the watch list?
What's that?
Can you think of any other that we should add to the watch list that we don't have on there already?
Yeah, I think um, so. Here's an interesting one. FISIVRSV. Oh, there we go. SV. There we go. That's what I was actually looking for. Look at this. Look at this guy right here. Um, let's look at the weekly chart. How does that chart look to you?
Up and away.
Yeah, it's kind of making its move. So, what do you think we should be doing with this?
Who is this?
I have no idea. It's a business support services. So whatever they do, but they're stock. They have good volume. Stock's been trading at some nice prices, and what a freaking trend, right? What a trend this thing has. We just had earnings, and it's spiked it up, and it's kind of starting to come back down again.
Hmm.
So
Would the coming down here have had to do with earnings? I mean, because they were on such a. I guess they did it here though.
hmm
Hmm. Well, I
so
was gonna say, would we do like we did with Tesla and sell a put around here somewhere?
okay, so I'm just looking. I think as I'm kind of peeking at this chart here, do you see any levels that, nearby levels that have kind of you're talking about that area right there? That's good. Let's throw in a horizontal line right there.
Excuse me. Like right in here, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So 68, we'll just call it 68.50, right?
Mhm.
So just out of curiosity, can we make some money selling? Could we make money with a 68.50 put option? If we sold a 68.50 put, can we make some money on that thing? FISV, yep. So they got same now. This might be the same kind of situation here where let's see what expiration. Oh yeah, they're giving us just the 1 day expiration. So let's do plus time 29 days. Okay, so there's a few bucks to be made. 70, 65. There's nothing in the middle there. Selling a $70 put. So you can see that right there. Kind of a bigger spread. Um, so yeah, that one might. But the question is, so 45 bucks for a $70 put. How about a credit spread on that puppy?
So would you go a credit spread? We're selling a credit spread.
Yes. So the initial trade, remember the sell to open prices on credit spreads,
Mhm.
the sell to open strike prices will always be the closest to current stock price.
Okay.
So then our buy to open put would be where?
At the 65.
Exactly. Yep. So just hit 65 there.
Cool. Nothing. Like that.
Mm-hmm. So now you can see that'll pay you 33 bucks, which isn't too shabby. The question we definitely have is if that's going to pay us that much, how much we gonna have to risk? That's a less than exciting risk. I almost prefer I kind of like the things that, um, the numbers on just selling naked options where they say, $19,000 because it's almost unrealistic. But when you look at like $400, you're going, yeah, that probably could happen. I don't really, I don't know if I love that. So $400, we could definitely take a $400 hit, and that would not be ideal. So I think this is a watch list item over here. This trade could improve greatly by doing this, trickling down and maybe hitting or getting pretty darn close to hitting that and bouncing and heading higher. So I'd say watch list item for sure here. Stochastics are kind of overextended here, and that's also encouraging that it should be able to kind of work its way back down.
Yeah.
So let's throw it on the watch list.
How do you add it? You have to type it in, or can you just?
It's a funny question you bring, and I feel like we
right there.
Add to watch list. Boom. There you go. Never tried that. So so you just right click and do that, or you can just always type the symbol in right up here as well.
Okay.
So that's on the watch list. And again, probably I think we've got a couple of we can delete and probably delete old NRG and Bitcoin. And I would put a, maybe down here at just trade 74, and maybe 70, 71 and change right in that general area. Let's add an alert, just as a reminder. Let's remind you when this thing is getting down there for a possible, we'll say 71.50. And we're going to say over here, dropping possible sell put or credit spread trade against 68.50.
Okay.
So now you get a nice little reminder in there if that dips down there. Trading against that double bottom looks awesome. And if this does break this whole area, which breaks below 68.50, then that could be a pretty massive turn of events, because we have this crazy uptrend here, right?
Yeah.
So we're just kind of trying to line up a couple of stocks. A lot of the big ones that I like right now are not tradable because we have earnings in the next couple of days. I really want to get some spreads going on with Facebook, but earnings 2 weeks out. I really want to do some spreads on Apple, earnings 12 days out. I think these guys have earnings after market closes today. But pretty much all that ever happens with earnings with Netflix is something goes crazy for a day or two, and then it just goes up more. So we'll watch.
They just announced a rate increase as well.
That's right. I saw that. How much are they going to start charging me now? I think I pay the most money they charge.
I think it's like $1 more. It's probably going to break you.
Yeah. It's so funny. People I wonder how many people they have cancel when they raise rates, $1 or $2.
I don't know.
People just go, oh, forget that. It's the principle.
I have DirecTV. I'm canceling it. Firstly, they doubled my bill this month.
Yeah.
And I don't really watch it. So I watch Netflix or I don't know.
Yeah.
I
haven't had cable in probably 5 years, like cable TV, because we just we have Netflix and Hulu, and now when I get TV, when I watch TV, I'm like, man, there's 900 things on, and it's a ton of commercials, and I can't I just oh, my kids basically we haven't had TV since kids were born,
Mm-hmm.
and we were at grandparents' house for Christmas, and they were watching TV, and they said commercials came on. They said, "Why'd you guys change the show?" Because they don't even know what commercials are. Oh, it's great. So yeah. So these guys, man, Netflix is a I want to I just any dips here I want to get real in on because I think there's a good chance there. But a lot of things have earnings that are 2 weeks out. So when you get back from all of your trips, earnings will have hit in a lot of places, and we'll be able to we'll have a lot of trades we'll be able to get into.
Okay.
So that'll be good. But you've got a good watch list here. Ross and Fizviz is good. Tesla, any dips on Tesla? We've got chart alarms and alerts set on those guys. Did we set a chart alarm here? I don't think we did.
I thought you did. No.
So on Ross, we want to set a little alarm here, just to kind of let you know. Okay, so if that, all right, we'll just say pushing higher. And so we'll just set a nice little alert there. If that's pushing higher, then we'll see if if that's going to make a double top. Otherwise, we could be looking at maybe the $80 mark here. Alerts will just save you so much time. It's just great. So, and we'll just say, $76, 30. So we just want to buy against those lows as it kind of approaches that level again. So that's I think those are a couple of good-looking stocks. Tesla will be an easy one to get back into if it can just take a little dip for us, and otherwise everything else is kind of just a little bit of a holding pattern, but looking good.
Okay.
All right, give your voice a rest. I think watching and waiting on these trades will be the best thing we can do, and then we'll just be ready for ready for the magic whenever the moment comes.
All righty. I will do it.
Okay, get some good rest. I'll send you